In this video, I'll talk about the thickness tool as well as the nudge tool. The thickness tool is used to add thickness to strokes like this by pressing the trigger. You can take away thickness by holding the left trigger to narrow in strokes like this. You can adjust the strength with the strength meter. Something to keep in mind about the thickness tool is that it's relative to your current size. If I was to use the thinning tool at this scale, the lines would become like this, which is pretty thin. But if I got closer, you can see that you can make them even thinner. If you have a shape with lots of gaps, like this circle, you can usually use the tool to fill those gaps, which is a quick hit of the thickness tool. You can also use the thickness tool to create shapes out of single strokes if you want to be very stroke conscious. For instance, I can turn this cylinder into a wine glass by just tapering the center like this. You could also use this technique to create shapes like doorknobs or wine bottles. You can use the thickness tool in modeling characters' arms and other limbs to make the shapes a little bit more interesting. The next tool I want to touch on is the nudge tool. The nudge tool is similar to the grab tool, but a little bit more destructive. In many ways, the grab tool is often a replacement for the nudge tool, but there are a few cases where the nudge tool is still superior. For example, you can use the nudge tool to separate these Z-fighting planes so that they look normal and are no longer flickering. You can also use the nudge tool to animate shaking effects. In the previous video, I showed you how the grab tool could be used to animate shapes and characters. The same can be said about the nudge tool, but on every frame that you move it, it snaps back to its initial point, which makes it great for making shaking animations.